What's going on, everybody? Today I decided to add Kai Cenat into the 2025 NBA draft. As you can see here, he is the fourth rated and sometimes first, seventh, fourth. He's basically like the fourth rated player in the draft. He is a 76 rated 5'9" point guard. He has Steph Curry Hall of Fame potential, which is insane. I mean, I'm acting like I didn't put his potential to 99. I gave him 99 potential. So we're going to see who drafts Kai Cenat. The Hornets have the first pick. I don't know if he'll go number 1 over Cooper Flag. So this is what the lottery looks like. One of these teams is going to have Kai Cenat on their roster. And by the way, I gave Kai a 99 potential. So we're just going to go straight to the NBA draft and see who drops him. So with the first pick, the Hornets do select Cooper Flag. With the second pick, the Wizards select East Bailey. The Jazz, with the third pick, select Kai Cenat. I don't know why it says New Mexico. I don't know why it says he's from New Mexico, because I'm almost 100% sure he's from New York. Kai Cenat already went up to 77 rating, but he's 5'4". I think that might be the smallest NBA player ever, if I'm not mistaken, because I believe Spud Webb was like 5'6". I'm pretty sure Kai Cenat's the smallest ever player in the NBA. So this is what the Utah Jazz squad looks like. They have a lot of young players, and they also have the likes of Lauri Markkanen. They also seem to have lost John Collins. Yeah, they don't have John Collins anymore. They do have a lot of young guys, which is kind of good and bad. If we look at the coach's game plan, I wouldn't expect them to start, someone who's 5'4", but we'll see what happens, bro. So we're at the end of season number 1, and we absolutely stunk. I'm saying I'm only controlling Kai Cenat. I mean, I'm not even controlling him. I'm just kind of on whatever team he's on. The Jazz were awful. I didn't even win Rookie of the Year, so what a waste of a first season. Here's your all NBA teams if you care. Of course, Luka wins MVP, puts up insane numbers. Like, that's just crazy. Kai Cenat is all rookie first team. He averaged 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. How was he not the Rookie of the Year? I'll never know. As I said before, the Utah Jazz absolutely stunk. Not even close to the playoffs. I believe we only won 16 games. And somehow, it's the Pistons and the Spurs in the finals. The Spurs win. Victor Wembanyama already. Man, he's only started. We're at player progression, and Kai Cenat already goes up +6 overall, which is an amazing thing to happen. Exactly what we wanted. He's now an offensive architect. Keontae George is still a higher overall. Walker Kessler also goes up. Considering Keontae George is a higher rating, no, I was about to say I would have expected them to still start Keontae George, but no, they're starting Kai. I mean, he did average 20 points as a rookie on pretty good efficiency as well, might I add. And Keontae George doesn't really put up that good of numbers. His efficiency is not very good. I could see why they are starting. We were at the end of season 2, and once again, Luka wins the MVP. This time he's playing for the Sacramento Kings. And I assume because he's playing for the Kings, that means De'Aaron probably left. I'm not too sure, but he put up insane numbers. Kai Cenat wins 6th Man of the Year or 6th Player of the Year, which I find kind of strange because at the start he was starting like at the start of the season, but no, yeah, he was the 6th man for most of the year, but he puts up insane numbers, 26 points at night. Here are your all NBA teams in case you care. All defensive teams as well. We don't see Kai. We once again missed the playoffs. We weren't actually horrible, but it's just a competitive league, so, we didn't qualify. This time the Pacers win the championship. Tyrese Halliburton gets a ring. We were once again a player progression, and Kai Cenat only goes up +2 this time. I assume because he was coming off the bench, which kind of sucks, man. Keontae George also goes up +2. Let's see what his numbers were. He did actually have a pretty huge lead, which is unfortunate for our boy Kai, because Keontae might be keeping his starting position. We're in season number 3, and this is what the lineup looks like. Once again, Kai is going to be off the bench. Could possibly win another 6th Man of the Year, but this Jazz team doesn't look too bad anymore. Could definitely make some noise. So we're at the end of season number 3, and once again Luka wins MVP. This time we don't even see Kai for 6th Man of the Year. This year the Jazz weren't actually that horrible, but I'm not sure if we'll have any All-NBA. Oh, never mind. Kai Cenat must have got that starting position, and he's putting up crazy numbers on crazy efficiency, man. He definitely deserved All-NBA, bro. We also have Walker Kessler on all defense. That's about it. We are the 10th seed this season. We actually did have a positive record. We were 42-40, man, which, isn't amazing, but it also isn't horrible. We are playing against the Nuggets, which is quite a tough matchup, man, because we're against Nikola Jokic, but maybe Walker Kessler can put up some good defense. Who knows? We actually beat the Nuggets. Let's see what Kai did. Kai put up 45, 11, and 5. Okay, Kai. Crazy efficiency from 3, man. He's lights out. He maybe is Steph Curry, but we are not in the playoffs yet. We are against the Houston Rockets, who have a crazy amount of depth. Not a team you want to be facing in the play-in. We actually beat them, which is insane. Once again, Kai leading the team in scoring. 11 for 11 from 3 throws, man. Walker Kessler also had 22 boards. Put up an amazing game. We are against the #1 seeded New Orleans Pelicans. And they have a pretty nice squad, bro. They still have Zion. Yves Messi's turned out to be pretty good. Brandon Ingram is pretty good. Marcus Saucer's even turned out to be pretty good. And they have Igor Demon. Game #1, we lose. Zion put up in crazy numbers. They all kind of put up crazy numbers. I can't lie. We got blown out in that game. It wasn't Kai's fault, though. I mean, he was a little bit inefficient, but he still put up 22 points. Game #2, we lose again. And this Demon guy, I don't know who he is. Obviously, in real life, he's probably balling out, but he's putting up numbers against us, man. Kai, once again, led the team in scoring, but once again, it just wasn't enough, man. Game #3, we lose. Kai once again put up good numbers. Game #4, we're out in 4, man. Kai wasn't Kai's fault, though. He was putting up pretty good numbers in the playoffs, but you know, we were just against a very stacked Pelican squad. The Pelicans actually ended up winning the championship, so we don't feel too bad about that. Once again, a player progression, and Kai goes up another +4 after having his breakout season. He's now an all-round star, which is what we like to see. We also see huge growth from his teammate Drake Powell. I assume. Oh, I thought he was going to be a first overall pick from when we were really bad, but he actually wasn't even drafted by us, and he's turned out to be pretty good. Walker Kessler also goes up by 1. And Keontae George is still at 87. This is what the lineup looks like for season #4, and this time Kai is definitely the star player. This time I've actually stopped at the trade deadline because we're very good. I just want to quickly check if, you know, maybe Kai in a race for MVP. Right now Kai is 4th in MVP races. He's putting up insane numbers. He definitely looks like he's leading the league in scoring. So we're at the end of season #4, and you know, Kai didn't win MVP, man. Luke is just running the show, bro. Like, you know, how are you supposed to beat somebody who's averaging 28-point triple-doubles, man? It's just insane, bro. Man, I was hoping he would be clutch player of the year, but that goes to Ja Morant. I'm also noticing a lot of people are on different teams, like Ja, Luka. You know, it's kind of crazy, man. Kai Cenat does make All-NBA first team, though. He had an amazing season. He averaged 32.8 points a game, 6.5 assists. And I'm also noticing that he's still 19. I need to change that. I don't know why it allows him as 19, but hopefully now his age will start going up. But I might have to just change it manually every season. I didn't know that was happening. But we are the 4th seed this year. We had an amazing season as this team. We were also very close to the 1 seed, I might add. This season was actually very intense. So we're #1, we're against the Golden State Warriors, who don't have Steph Curry anymore. They have Kristaps Porzingis as their star man, which is good for us because their best player is only 87 overall. And we have Kai Cenat and Walker Kessler and even Drake Powell. Game #1, we win, and Kai drops 40 points. Insane game #1 for Kai. Game #2, we win. This time it was a much well-rounded team effort. Even Keontae George off the bench, putting up some pretty good numbers. Game #3, we win. It looks like we're going to get the sweep. Kai drops another 40 piece, and we do get the sweep. And Kai that game only dropped 14, but he didn't need to drop 40. Oh, we're against the Pelicans again. This time they're not as good. It looks like they lost Zion, which is kind of a huge minus for them because Zion was the Finals MVP last season, if you remember. And we actually match up quite well against him this year. Game #1, we win. Kai is turning into a superstar. He's averaging like 40 in these playoffs, man. 33.8 points. Crazy efficiency as well. Game #2, we win again. Kai once again putting up numbers. Man, at this point, I don't even need to sim. Oh, I was about to say at this point, I don't need to check because we're going to win. BI putting up 30 points. This time it was Keontae George leading us, but once again, Kai Cenat put up some pretty good numbers and some pretty insane efficiency. Game #4, we do win. Kai is going off in these playoffs. 47, 6, 6, 2, and 2. Crazy from Kai, man. They win game #5, though. Kai once again putting up good numbers, but it just wasn't enough, man. Because the Pelicans have so much shooters on their team that, you know, Kai needs to drop 50 for us to win, it looks like. Game #6, the Pelicans win again. Ah, man. Once again, Kai's not to blame, bro. But they forced the game #7. We're going to simcast. Nah, they won, man. We almost brought it back at the end, but, you know, Kai can't do it by himself, man. He had an amazing playoffs, by the way. 57% from the field, 50% from 3, and 95% from free throw percentage. Like, that's insane, bro. But It wasn't enough. And the Atlanta Hawks win the chip. We're back at player progression, and Kai Cenat goes up +4, getting even better. His inside defense and his perimeter defense goes up dramatically, and also his basketball IQ. He's turned into a very intelligent basketball player. And also his co-man, Drake Powell, also goes up +5. He seems to be an amazing player as well. And this might be the backcourt of the future, man. They look insane. This is what the lineup looks like for season number 5, and once again, Kai Cenat is definitely the main player on this team. So we're at the end of season number 5, and it's Kai Cenat's teammate who gets the MVP. Man, Kai just can't catch a break. Even after having that last season where he averaged 33, this time it's Drake Powell taking the headlines, man. He had a pretty good season. You know, maybe Kai's not selfish. Maybe he's like, you know, I'm glad it's my teammate who won. Kai, however, won Clutch Player of the Year. So it looks like the Utah Jazz have the backcourt of the millennium. They both swept the offensive-oriented awards. Victor also gets DPOY. They're both All-NBA first team, which is pretty crazy to have 2 players in the same team be All-NBA first team. It's just insane how good they are. Drake Powell was also all defensive. This year, the Utah Jazz are the 2 seed, and they're going against Victor, man. JB, they cannot catch a break with these matchups, man. This is going to be a pretty tough first round, but I just realized they have Scotty Barnes. Not sure how they got Scotty Barnes, but this Utah Jazz team looks pretty good. But we're against Victor Wembanyama, 3-time DPOY at this point, I think. And I think he also won a chip, if I'm not mistaken. So he has championship experience. So this is going to be a tough first playoff game. So this is going to be a tough first playoff match, but I think we got this in the bag. Game number 1, we win, and Kai drops 50, man. Oh my god, Kai's him. Game number 2, we win again, and Kai this time drops a solid 24, 9, and 7. Game 3, they take it, and it was JB and Wemby. But Kai still put up numbers, man. Game number 4, they also take it, and story of the game was Victor Wembanyama. Kai still dropped 42, but once again, it just wasn't enough, man. They take game number 5 as well, and it was Dwight Powell. Why am I said Dwight? His name's not Dwight, is it? It was Drake Powell that was keeping us in at this time. He dropped 45 and 20. Kai definitely struggled this game. 3 from 17. Not like Kai Cenat to be that inefficient, man. We forced a game 7. And Victor once again put up a 44 double-double. But this time it was an all-around team effort from Jazz. Devin Vassell also trying to get his gap back on San Antonio, bro. Game number 7, we're going to simcast. It looks like we're pretty comfortably getting out of this one. Yeah. Kai Cenat dropped 33 points, showing everybody why he is the clutch player of the year. And now we're against the Warriors, who have LaMelo Ball this year, but I assume that they lost KP for LaMelo. And also in real life, the Warriors did have the chance to get LaMelo Ball, but yeah, we match up pretty well against this Warriors team. Yeah, I'm not sure how Kai's really going to guard LaMelo though, because he's kind of 5'4", but I don't know how LaMelo's going to guard Kai either, bro. He's averaging like 30 points a game, so I don't know. Game number 1, we win pretty comfortably, and it was LaMelo and Kai battling each other. Game number 2, we win again. Kai once again putting up crazy numbers, crazy efficiency. Game number 3, we win. Looks like it's going to be a clean sweep. Kai almost put up a triple-double. I was about to say we swept, but we didn't sweep. They forced another game. Kai once again keeping us into the game, but it just wasn't enough. And we were out of there in 5, and Kai once again leading the team in scoring. Seems like a casual at this point. And we are going against the Dallas Mavericks, who don't actually have Luka. Oh, they have Trey. So I'm assuming the Hawks have Fox then, because I'm assuming Trey Young went to the Mavs, Luka went to the Kings, and I assume that means Fox went to the Hawks. But this is actually a pretty good Dallas team, like pretty well rounded. They have McHale, Jabari Smith, Derek Lively, of course Trey Young, and they also have Carter Knox. A pretty good, well-rounded team, but once again, I just don't see how we lose this. Game number 1, we lose. Damn. Carter Brand, is he coming off the bench? I did not see him, bro. He looks insane. Yeah, maybe we will lose. Game number 2, we lose again. Kai puts up 40 and we lose. Like, what is the team doing, man? Like, how are you losing when your star player puts up 40? Damn, no way we're going to get swept when Kai's averaging 40 points. That's tough, bro. We got swept. What was he averaging up? He was averaging 32, 5, and 9, and he lost. Not only did he lose, but it was a sweep. Damn, man. Gotta feel bad for Kai. This time the Mavs win. Trey Young is your finals MVP, man. That one's tough, bro. We're back at player progression, and Kai Cenat once again goes up +3. This time his middies at an A+, and his rebounds are at a C, and his physicals have went up as well. Also his teammate, who also won MVP, has also went up +3. They are looking scary, man. They even have another center coming out of the woodworks at an 85. He was drafted 7th overall, and he only really got to play this season. This is what the lineup looks like in season number 6. And this Jazz team looks pretty good. They have a lot of good scoring off the bench, or not necessarily scoring, but definitely good players coming off the bench. Laurie's down to a 78 though, nearing the end of his career, man. He only averaged 9.8 points last season, which is just insane. This time Kai, I'm sure, is looking to be the MVP of the league. He averaged 32 years in a row and has no MVP. Put some respect on this man's name. So we're at the end of season number 6, and once again it's Kai Cenat's teammate who gets the MVP. Drake Powell. You know what it might be? I'm starting to think about it. They might be hating on Kai because he's 5'4". That actually could be the reason why. And also, I don't think he's really much of a defensive-oriented player. And although they say defense doesn't matter for an MVP, I think it kind of does. This time, Kai is not the clutch player of the year. The Mavs also went 70-12. Jesus. This time, Kai's not on All-NBA first team or second. He's on All-NBA third. What happened, Kai? His numbers definitely dropped. Even his efficiency dropped a little bit. Seems like maybe Kai isn't the leader of this team. So we were the 2 seed once again. The Mavs were just insane this year, bro. They went 70-12. You know, that's just insane. Round number 1, we're playing against the Thunder. We have a 99 overall Shea, a 94 Shed, and a 90 Jalen Williams. How are they the 7th seed? Like, how? Like, damn, bro. This time Walker Kessler must be coming off the bench. Oh, he's just not even here anymore. Damn. We didn't re-sign him. I didn't even realize. Oh, wait, no. I think I know what happened. We treated him for... That makes sense. That's why Kai's numbers are down. He probably just didn't play as much as last season. Yeah, because we have Jalen Suggs coming off the bench. Like, what? They really don't trust you, Kai, bro. They don't trust you. That's an insane pickup, though. That's an insane 6, man. We're out there in 7. I just had to simulate that round. I just assumed we were going to win, but it was actually quite close. Kai is not here. So I have injuries turned on. I like to keep it kind of realistic. But it seems like Kai is probably going to be injured this entire playoffs run. Same with Scotty Barnes, so I think he can play through his injury. But maybe getting Jalen Suggs was the right play because Kai Cenat's not fit, man. He can't play. He's injured. Once again, the Jazz will win in 7. I believe if they do make it to... Oh, never mind. It says seasonal injury now. I was about to say if they make it to the finals, he would be able to play, but I guess he can't. Once again, it's the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA final, and they have a 94 rated Will Riley. I don't see Trey anymore, but they signed an absolute superstar in Will Riley. It looks like we might be getting swept. I can't lie. This team looks insane. I also just realized I have Keontae George. This is Keontae George's get back season. He's about to say, this is what you get for choosing Kai over me, boy. The Jazz losing 6, but Kai wasn't even playing, so we're not too bummed out about that. And the Mavs go back to back. Will Riley puts up pretty good numbers in the finals to win your finals MVP. We're coming into season number 7, and it seems like Kai doesn't go up any overalls, but that could just have been because he got injured, you know, which is unfortunate, but it does happen. This is what the lineup looks like for season 7. You know, once again, a pretty good lineup. Do have a lot of point guard minutes, which will affect Kai Cenat's overall production, but you can't really not have Jalen Suggs in the lineup whenever he's at a need to eat. So we're at the end of season number 7, and this year, a guy called Frankie Forbes is the MVP. You're telling me some random ass ginger kid is the MVP? Obviously, I got nothing against gingers. I actually have a lot of ginger friends. But who the hell is this guy? I mean, he's your MVP, so he must be good, man. He's 96 overall, and he put up some pretty insane numbers, man. Clutch player of the year is also Frankie Forbes. I was hoping we would see Kai. We actually have the coach of the year this season. No executive of the year, however. This year, Kai is all NBA first team. He's back to being the main man. He averages 27.5, 4.5, 6. One steal a game. Once again, pretty crazy efficiency. Here's his partner and all NBA second team. Yeah, this year we're the 1 seed, man, which is what we like to see. And we're against Memphis, who have Josh Giddey, Alfie Sengun, Bam Adebayo. Pretty good front court. They also have Carter Knox and a pretty low rated small forward. I assume they have an injury, unless they really are just starting at 73. Once again, our lineup is pretty much the same. We have Kai, we have Paul. We have Lester. Okay, we have Lester from TA on our team. Okay. We also still have Scotty Barnes, and we also have Boris Reed, who's up to an 88. And just like before, we still have Jalen Suggs, and we also have Yves Messi. But we actually have pretty good depth in our squad. We win game number 1. Kai puts up 40. We lose game number 2. We lose game number 3. Is Kai injured again? No, Kai's putting up crazy numbers. Holy crap. Game number 4, we win. This time it was Drake Powell. Kai didn't need to put up that many numbers, though. He put up them assists, man. Game number 5, we win. Kai puts up 36, 8 and 7, 3 and 3, and we're out of there in 6. Kai once again puts up pretty good numbers. Round number 2, we're against the Los Angeles Clippers, who have Luka Doncic, Trey Johnson, Jarius Walker, Jeffrey House, and Jermaine Cartwright. Pretty interesting lineup. It looks like it's the Luka show, but I don't think he can do much against our squad. Game number 1, we win. Story is Kai and Paul. Game number 2, we win again. Once again, the story is Kai and Paul. Game number 3, we win. This time it's the Kai show. And game number 4, we also win. We got out of there in a clean sweep. They also have Jeremy McCain. which is insane. We have a rematch against the Mavs, and this time they bring Cat to the squad. Somehow they're worse than last year, even though by the looks of things their team is so much better. They also have LeBron, but it's not the same LeBron that we know. It's LeBron Philon instead of LeBron James. But they have a really, really good lineup. Game number 1 we lose. Game number 2 we win. Game number 3 we lose. Liam McNeely is putting points on us. Kai's struggling as well, man. He's averaging like, he only put up 8 shots. We lose game number 4. Bro, Kai, we just need you to be shooting more, bro. We win game 5. Bro, Kai is struggling in this playoff series. And we lose in 6. Jim McNeely is your Western Conference MVP. I mean, Kai definitely struggled, man. 21 points for him on 44% efficiency. That's not what we're used to seeing from Kai. And the Mavs go back to back to back, I believe. And Will Riley is once again the Finals MVP. We're back at player progression, and Kai goes up +1. Seems like he's definitely at his peak now. He's at a 97 overall, and his buddy Drake Paul's up to a 96. Lester's up to an 85. You know, they have pretty good depth, man. Jalen Suggs is kind of falling off though, down to an 85. But yeah, this Jaws team still looks incredible. This is what the lineup looks like for season number 8. And now, if you look at the minutes per position, the point guard is definitely the most stacked position in the team. Let's actually take a quick look. We have Kai, Jalen Suggs, and Kai Cenat. The depth of the team has definitely took a massive hit this year, considering one of our starting players is only a 75. I don't know what happened to our other 2 centers, but it seems like they dipped. I think the problem might be that Kai and Drake are making too much money, man, because they are crazy. Drake's not crazy, he's a goddamn demigod. We're at the end of season number 8, and once again, Kai's teammate wins MVP. You know, it kind of sucks for Kai being the second fiddle, but, you know, sometimes you gotta accept that. Just like KD and Russ, I guess Kai is Drake's Russ. Clutch player of the year is Emob. We do not get Coach of the Year or Executive of the Year. Drake Paul still in the spotlight as he is the only Utah Jazz member to be of All-NBA first team. Kai is not All-NBA second team or third team. Damn, what happened, Kai? You are the 2 seed, however, which is pretty respectable. But come on, Kai, what happened, bro? He averaged pretty good numbers. Was he injured, maybe? Man, he was injured. Guess that's one of the negatives of being 5'4", man. You just get bullied around sometimes, and you know, I guess you're more injury prone, maybe. But you know, he still averaged pretty good numbers. He just, you know, he was just injury prone. Even with Kai being out half the season, we still managed to be the 2 seed, and he is back when it matters. He is back for the playoffs, and we're against a pretty decently stacked Rockets team. They have Ja Morant, Reggie Mills, Amen Thompson, Jarius Walker, and Rudolph Alexander. We win game number 1. Ja puts up 40, or not Ja, that was Ja. I'm like tired as hell. I thought that was Kai for some reason. Kai drops 20 though. Game number 2 we win. Game number 3 we lose. Game number 4 we lose. Damn, we're losing a lot of games, bro. What's going on, bro? Oh, we lose already? Damn, bro. Man, Kai, for the playoffs, man, he's usually not a playoff dropper, but this year he dropped in points, man. Usually he's averaging like 30, but maybe he was just getting put in the comps by Ja, or maybe it was a man. Either way, Kai definitely struggled, but in this last game, it definitely wasn't his fault. But, you know, it's just a pretty tough way to go out, you know, in the first round. That's pretty tough. This year, the Brooklyn Nets win the chip, and Azza Newell is your Finals MVP. We're at player progression, and this time Kai and Drake Paul both go down -1. I guess they're getting kind of old now. This is what the lineup looks like for season number 9. Still a pretty good lineup. This time Lester's up to an 86. Scotty's still an 88. Depth is still a little to be desired, but you know, we'll see what happens. We're at the end of season number 9, and Frankie Forbes is the MVP once again. This guy might be the white Tim Duncan, bro, because he's putting up pretty insane numbers, man. Clutch player of the year is Kedai Malak. I definitely mispronounced the hell out of his name, but he's your clutch player of the year. We don't get coach of the year this year either. We have no All-NBA first team. Kai and Drake are in All-NBA second team this year. Kai put up 25, 4, and 5.5. His efficiency definitely took a dip this season, but he's still putting up pretty good numbers, man. This year we're the 4 seed, and pretty much the same team, except I think we traded for GG Jackson. I'm not sure who we would have traded to get him. Maybe, no, we didn't even trade Jalen Suggs. Maybe we just signed him in the offseason. I'm really not sure. But he's putting up pretty good numbers. He's putting up 22 now. He might have took away the scoring from Kai and Drake. That definitely seems like what happened. We have another scorer on the team, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Game number 1 we lose. Game number 2 we win and Kai puts up 30. Game number 3 we lose. Game number 4 we win, Kai puts up 30 again. Game number 5 we win, Kai puts up basically 30 again. And we're out there in 6. Kai once again, man, I mean, in the playoffs he definitely seems like the main man, man. I can't lie. Once again we are against the Dallas Mavericks, who still have a pretty good lineup, but it looks like their main man is injured, which could be a good thing for us. but they still have a pretty good lineup. Game number 1 we lose. Nearly drops 40 on us. Game number 2 we lose again. Kai dropped 35, but we still lost. Game number 3 we bring it back. Kai drops almost 40 points. Game number 4 we lose. Kai almost drops a 50 piece, and it still wasn't enough. We win game number 5. This time it was Kai and Drake, both dropping over 30. We're there in 6, man. I can't believe it, man. This is so unfortunate for Kai because he's been so good in every playoffs, and it's just unfortunate that he hasn't made it to a finals, because there's just this Mavs team who's so good, and they're probably going to go back. They're going to probably win again. Yeah, they win in 5, man. This Mavs team, even when they don't even have Luka, they're still dominating. We're back up player progression. This time Kai remains at a 96. Him and Drake are now the same overall, and everyone else seems to be kind of dropping. They also have this guy called James Purdue, who's actually went up +4, but the shot seems getting old. It seems like it's only this big 2 that remains. We're in year number 10. This is what the lineup looks like. Definitely looks a lot more well-rounded this year than previous years. Center spot is still a lot to be desired, but the depth definitely looks like it's improved, and the starting lineup definitely looks like it's improved as well. I also wanted to quickly check how the league's looking. And right now, Kai Cenat is the best player in the league, followed by Matthew Henderson, who was a former first overall pick, and he's been pretty insane. Frankie Forbes, 2-time MVP, is also here. Victor Wembanyama is still up here. Shea is still at us, 97, even at 36. As you can see right here, Kai, I believe, is the 6th best player, tied 6th best player with his teammate Drake and with Anthony Edwards. But he's definitely one of the best players in the league, and it's just a shame he's kind of being overshadowed by Drake in this. You know, maybe he should leave, but he's still under contract for 4 years. He just signed an extension. It seems like they're both going to probably be here for the entirety of their career. We're at the end of season number 10, and there's also a new player who's the MVP, Ronald Clemens, former first overall pick. Pretty solid numbers. I mean, I'm saying pretty solid numbers. Pretty insane numbers and some pretty good efficiency. Rookie of the year is Dennis Schroeder Jr., who looks pretty ugly. That's all I'm going to say. Kai, once again, I think it's like 6 years after he won it the first time, is clutch player of the year. Let's actually quickly look at his awards. See how many times he's been an all-star. He's been an all-star 5 years, and he also has been all-NBA first team 4 times. He's been all-NBA third team twice. He's won 6-man once, and it obviously doesn't show clutch player of the year on his awards, but he's won it twice. Let's actually take a look at his badges as well. He has limitless range and mini marksman on legend. I think that's what that is, legend. He has 1 Hall of Fame badge, shot specialist. So it definitely does seem like his them comparing him to Steph Curry definitely did seem like the proper comparison, because if we look at like 3 points made, actually he doesn't take crazy amounts of 3-pointers. I would have expected him to take more. I guess he doesn't. But Kai Cenat's also all-NBA first team, and he averaged pretty insane numbers. I also forgot to mention that. 28.8 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, almost 2 steals, but his efficiency has went down, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's still pretty decent efficiency for a point guard, but it's definitely went down. His boy Drake was also all-NBA second, and this year they're a play-in team. What happened, bro? Man, I think this team just got so old, and it's also, they're kind of getting riddled by injuries, that it's kind of falling apart. It seems like it's only them two that's really, like, still at the top of their game, man. This Jazz team, man, they're the 10 or the 9 seed, and they're against a very old Nuggets team. They have an old BI and an old Nikola Jokic. You know, if we lose this game, though, I don't know, bro. We lose, bro. Kai's been so unlucky in the playoffs, man. It's honestly a shame. Actually, let me quickly check how much he put up in that game. He put up 27. He led the entire game. Still wasn't enough, man. It just sucks. Ronald Clemens also wins Finals MVP. Adding that to his cabinet of his MVP. We're back at player progression, and Kai's went up +1. He's somehow getting better at 30 years old. Drake Paul goes down -1. Scotty goes down -1. Yeah, this team's getting old, man. A lot of people going down. Remember when Jalen Suggs was a 90? Yeah, now he's a 75. That's insane. So we're in season number 11. This is what the lineup looks like. But man, I just don't see this team winning the championship, man. It's going to be unfortunate. Kai might just be one of those players who just never win a ring. We're at the end of season number 11, and at this point, every year is a new MVP. Dusty Hood. What a name is your MVP. He averaged 20 and 11. He's a 6'6" power forward, probably one of the smallest power forwards ever. And he looks skinny as hell. I don't know how he's a power forward, but he is. And he's also the MVP. Kai does not win Clutch Player of the Year this year. Also no Coach of the Year. Billy Donovan still coaching the Bulls in year 2036. Kai is all NBA first team, but he has a torn ACL. He's going to be out for the season. That could affect the rest of his career, man. A torn ACL at age 31. Damn, man, he had pretty good numbers this year too, man. That's so unfortunate, bro. And his boy Drake was also All-NBA, once again All-NBA second team. And also Drake's all-defensive as well. You know, Utah's the 4 seed, but without their main man and Kai Cenat, I don't know how they're going to do good. They have 75 rated Jalen Suggs as their PG. Maybe if this was 5 or 6 years ago, he'd be a good starting point guard, but now, man, this is Robs already, bro. I'm simulating the round. Yeah, they got swept. That's how important Kai is for this team. That's insane though, bro. Dusty Hood goes on to win the finals MVP, pairing that up with his MVP as well. Man, that was so unlucky. Jalen Suggs also retires, you know. I can't say I hate to see him go. He was also still making 15 minutes, so maybe they can actually sign a good rotation player with that amount of money. So we're back to playoff progression, and Kai goes down -1. He still has a torn ACL. I hope he's not out for the season as well. That would suck. So we're here for season number 12, and this is what the lineup looks like. Obviously, Kai is still injured with his torn ACL, and it doesn't look like they really did anything with the money, you know, which kind of sucks because this team's getting worse every year, man. It really is. They have some guy called Patrick Baldwin, not even the Patrick Baldwin we know, some other guy called Patrick Baldwin, who's pretty mediocre. Last season he was 26% from the field. Like, anyway, it says Kai's gonna be out for another 4 to 6 months, so yeah, that sucks. So we're at the end of season number 12, and at this point MVPs are just changing, players are changing every year, which is kind of what you like to see, but at the same time, I got no idea who these guys are, man. Herbert Hood. These names are crazy, by the way. Like, what even is this name? Once again, a former first overall pick. Seems to be the theme. A 7-foot tall power forward, moving like KG in the Timberwolves, averaging 26, 10, and on pretty good efficiency, especially for a power forward. Like, that's insane. I don't expect to see Kai here because he was injured for most of the season, and I'm pretty sure we were really bad this year, mostly because one of our main boys was injured. Drake Paul's All-NBA at 3rd team. He definitely struggled without his boy Kai, and the team in general struggled. Kai's still injured. This time he has a broken leg. Man, that's not how I want this to end. I don't want this to end on him just struggling with injuries. Damn, man. That really just sucks. One of the best players of this generation, you know, being injured all the time. Tyrese is retired this year. I assume he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. This isn't really important. I just kind of wanted to see it. Yeah, he is. We're back at player progression, and Kai goes down -2. I also expected it to be a lot worse than -2 because he hasn't really played the last 2 seasons when you really think about it. So him still being a 94 is pretty impressive. Here's what the lineup looks like for year 13. Kai's finally back to playing basketball. You know, the team, Scotty Barnes down to 82. The team's got worse, man. Like, it's really unfortunate to see, man. We'll just see what happens. So we're at the end of season number 12, I believe. Either 12 or 13. I've honestly lost track at this point, but Herbert Wood is once again the MVP. He definitely seems like he's taken over in the league. Frankie Forbes, former 2-time MVPs, clutch player of the year. We don't have coach of the year either. This time Kai's not even an All-NBA, man. It sucks to see, but his boy Drake's still here. This time we didn't even make it to the playoffs, you know. Kai still averaged 24 a night, which is still pretty good, but his efficiency it's dropped off, man. Your Denver Nuggets win the chip, and Lyle Burke is your finals MVP. We're back at player progression, and once again Kai drops -2, and he also signed another contract extension. So it definitely seems like he's going to be a 4-lifer, and he's a 4-lifer with a very interesting Utah Jazz team. It just kind of seems to get worse every year at this point. This is what the lineup looks like for year number 13, I believe. And at this point, man, it just seems to be getting... Everyone's just getting older in this lineup, man. No one really seems to be improving anymore, and it kind of sucks because... You know, Kai man never win a chip in his career, man, which is unfortunate. We're at the end of season number 13, and this is definitely Herbert Hood's league as he wins 3 MVPs in a row. And man, I'm not gonna lie with you, the Jazz absolutely stunk this year, but maybe Kai will be All-NBA somehow. No, man. Seems like Kai's gonna have a better end to his career as this year the Jazz went 26 and 56. Like, that's just sad, man. This Jazz team went from 1 seed, 2 seed to not even making it, man, which sucks, man, because this team definitely had the potential to be great. It just kind of sad how everything turned out, but we're back at player progression, and this time Kai's no longer here. Wait, did Kai retire and I just didn't see it? Wait, please tell me I'm not tripping. Kai must have left. Wait, could there still be hope for Kai? Kai got traded to the Celtics? Wait, hold on, bro. I did not know this happened. I'm not paying attention. I'm like half sleeping over here, bro. Kai's playing for the C's? Oh my god. Kai just joined an absolute stacked team It seems like he's going to be the Super Six man, but honestly, I can't blame him for joining this team or getting treated to this team. He's like, I'm nearing the end of my career. Can you please treat me to a place where I can maybe win? And it seems like he got treated halfway through the year. I didn't even realize. I don't think the Celtics really did anything that year. I don't think the Celtics really did anything in that playoffs, but he definitely looks like he's joined a contender, and, you know, the Celtics team could definitely make noise. Kai did go down -5 though, which means he definitely is getting close to the end of his career, which is kind of sad, but maybe he could win a chip before it's all said and done. I just got back from having a break, and I just got this message saying Kai Cenat plans to retire and is eligible for a farewell tour. Usually I would say no, but he's already starting to get worse. We let this be the fairy tale last season where this is his last chance to get a ring. This is what the lineup looks like for year number 14, and this time Kai Cenat is a Boston Celtic. This is his last season, and he's going to be a Super Six man. But this Celtics team is stacked. If he doesn't win this year, man, it's just not going to happen. We're at the end of year number 14, and once again, a new MVP has emerged, Jamal Bailey. No awards for your boy Kai. I was thinking maybe he could have been sixth man, but it seems like Dennis Schroeder Jr. has that on lock. No coach of the year for your Boston Celtics either, but they do have Gregory Jeffries, All-NBA, and they have 2 All-NBA third teams. I'm telling you, this Celtics team is stacked. They were the 5 seed somehow. I'm not really sure how. Kai is also starting now, and he's also injured again, which is kind of sad. And look, this is his contract thought. I appreciate the love and support from the fans and the players across the league. Let's enjoy this last season together. So it is going to be his last season as an NBA player. But round number 1, they're against a pretty good Milwaukee team, and they also have the reigning MVP. How this team's the 4 seed, I will never know, but this is going to be a very tough matchup. But can Kai work his playoffs magic for one last time and hopefully win his first and only chip? Game number 1, they lose. Kai was the leader in scoring in his team. Game number 2, they lose. Game number 3, they bring it back. They win game 4 as well. They win game 5 as well. Let's go, Kai. Win yourself a chip. They're out of there in 5, not in 5. They're out of there in 6. They're against the number 1 seeded Washington Wizards, who have 99. Matthew Anderson, he's got to be the best player in the league. He's like a LeBron 2.0, bro. 99. They also have Jamal Wright the 4th and 93. They have a really, really good team. They definitely have the best player in the association. There's no doubt in my mind. Game number 1, we lose. Game number 2, we win. Game number 3, they win. Game number 4, they lose. They lose game number 5. They win game number 6. Come on. There's still hope, man. Kai's still putting up numbers. Kai's injured, but he's still putting up numbers, man. We're going to game 7. Man, it's unlucky, bro. Kai doesn't get a chip in his last season, man. This time the Pistons win. Chuck Fox is your finals MVP, man. That's so unfortunate. Look at Kai, man. He's retiring at an 87. You know, he was pretty good for the Jazz when he played there, man. He, at the end of his career, 27,000 points, 4,300 rebounds, almost 6,000 assists, almost 1,500 steals, about 730 blocks, and he made 3,800 threes. Is he a Hall of Famer? He is. Kai Cenat ends as a Hall of Famer, and he also has his Utah Jazz jersey retired. It's unfortunate that he didn't get to win a chip or an MVP either. Let's actually take a look at his stats. These are his awards. He was a 7-time All-Star, 5-time first-team All-NBA, 1-time second-team All-NBA, 2-time third all-team NBA. He was a 6th man of the year, and he was also a 2-time clutch player of the year. Towards the end of his career, he was injury-ridden, never really became the superstar he was meant to be. He was always kind of in the shadow of his teammate, you know, but he still had an amazing career nonetheless. One year he even averaged 32 points a game, near 33. You know, he had an amazing career, and he was a Hall of Famer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is actually my first ever 2K video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And it would mean a lot if you could leave a like and subscribe. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.